Hey, good morning. It is hump day, Wednesday, August 14th, and this is Steve. Good morning to everybody. Out here in Quakertown, it is 61 degrees. Sun is not over the horizon yet, and it's 6:45. So I just saw the daughter off to school and came over here to the 4th Street Park for a little run around the Memorial Park system. So that's what I'm about. And should be starting a little, just finishing up a walk break here. My mother-in-law was discharged again from the hospital yesterday, so it's not what we thought was going to happen, not what we were led to believe that would happen. And what we've been finding is there are so many games you can play in the system. So what happened was the physical therapy people came to her in the hospital to assess her abilities, and they had her walk. As long as my mother-in-law doesn't have any spells of her knees giving out on her, she can walk. So she walked for 100 or 200 yards, and so they pronounced her fit to go home. Then we hear from a friend who says when she was in, I don't know if it was her hip or knee replacement, she was advised, when physical therapy comes, don't go too far. Otherwise, they won't send you to rehab. So it's just a game, unfortunately. So she's at home, made some minor adjustments. Let's see if they make any difference. But what we don't want is another fall. Just too risky. Thankfully, she fell on a very padded floor, but that is just in part of the house. Most of it is hard tile or wood. Then I'd asked a friend on Saturday if he knew anybody with one of those electric recliners that helps a person get to their feet a little bit. And he said, yeah, I know somebody. Me. So, despite my mother-in-law insisting she didn't need such a thing, my wife insisted and said, yeah, she doesn't seem to think she needs anything. But look at where she is. So, point taken. And we delivered that to give her options. Otherwise, she just had one seat in the house to sit in that she could get out of. Whew. Just ran by an outhouse, and the wind was favorable in my direction. Whew. That's all I'll say. Well, because I was helping out with my mother-in-law, I had to miss a finance committee meeting. Darn. I had just had a 3-hour meeting the night before. It felt like the finance meeting should have gone. All right. I'm going counterclockwise today. And that's the way I'll roll. So far, just one gentleman out walking dogs. It's a little later than I was here on Monday, so I think I should see a little bit more activity here. It's going up to 89 today, and I don't think there is no rain relief for us. We're quite dry. Cannot think of the last time it has rained. Probably a good 2.5 weeks. So I'd say we are in need. I don't think the next time it's forecast to do anything is possibly Sunday. But, you got to forecast that far out. And it can go through different iterations. It can be sunny. It can be stormy. You name it. Hey, squirrel. And a newly cut down tree, but I don't see a stump. It's kind of odd. So not much on my mind this morning. So we'll try not to capture what's not there. But we'll be back if something good comes up. Talk to you in a bit. Okay. I decided to step off the path I was on. Do a little exploring. Off the far end of the park's loop. Not sure this road goes anywhere now. Guess I better. Looking for something that said no throughway, but didn't see that. So the area I am on is called Penn Am Drive. And there are warehouses for furniture storage, tool shops like my precision tool, something called powder size, bunch of industry stuff I don't really know anything about. I was thinking I was taking a shortcut to pumping station. Which I can kind of see from here. you're running by Avery Dennison, like Avery Labels, hello, my name is, and such. And then there's GNS Fastening Systems Inc. Looks like that closed up shop. It's available for sale. So what my mind thought to do was take this cut over to pumping station and then cut back through the Walnut Bank Farms area and then out on Mill Street, and that brings me back out toward the park where I parked. So I'm still trying to accomplish that. I just have to go on a busier road than I thought. There's I don't know what to call this, an artist, a business, an art business where they produce these really funky, twisted metal sculptures, and I'm running by a couple of them now. Two on my left, a black and a yellow one, a white one on my right. Down the road I see black, white, rust orange, and then the show place, I guess the main place, is on the left. These things can be a couple stories high. I guess I'm doing a good job. However, let's get to the correct side of the road. We had a fatality around this area within the last week of a runner hit by a car. Very sad. So I want to make sure I see them coming. In case anyone looks distracted. Especially right here, where all these crazy things I was just describing. Let's see if I can get a picture. Hold on. Okay, got a couple of pictures. But I'll try not to record too much here, it's too trafficy. I am wearing my new Nikes today, bright orange. So I'm coming up to the place where West Pumping Station meets California Road. I'm running now, but I'm heading for East Pumping Station. It's a couple hundred feet beyond this light. And there's the school bus. All right, I better put a pause on this. All right, I am on a shortened walk break again. I keep not hearing the alarm to tell me to change what I'm doing. But came up California, turned right on East Pumping Station Road. After passing under a viaduct, the Veterans Park, which was, I think, mostly developed for girls softball. And now I am at Hella Road, which is where I was trying to get to for a while. So at this corner here, United States Cold Storage. I know this is a fairly new building. I think I commented on it once before. It says United States Cold Storage, has a shield, and then it says the address, Esquire. I have no idea what they're storing, if it's food or plutonium or what have you. Bodies, cold storage. Yeah, sorry. Alright, sun is brightly up on my left as I head down this nice sidewalk. And I will say especially nice compared to some in Quakertown that have such a nasty camber. Hurts the ankles to run on. I'd say it's got some, but it's very slight. And my ankles say thanks. Just remembered there was something I was supposed to write up yesterday and did not. So I'll have to take care of that first thing. Got a few errands to run, like pick up paper towels for the church. Tonight starts our children's program for the new school year. So we don't want to be caught without paper towels. All right, not quite enough road. I just might hear the signal to walk. There's a curve ahead, and I think I see homes, Walnut Bank Farms up ahead, but there's a curve in the road, and I will pass between two ponds. The sidewalk as I was on crossed the driveway, and about 20 feet later stepped into weeds. No morning reports from Margie yet. Oh, I slept like a baby. I think I went up to my bed, read a little on my tablet, I think. And then I woke up at 5:11. So that is a huge Yay for me, because I usually just toss and turn a little bit. All right, we are now at the entrance to Shelley's Lumber, the Builder's Choice truck entrance. Deliveries accepted Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. I'm sure our house has some Shelley's Lumber in it from our renovation back in 2000. All the things we added, such as bathroom, closets, laundry room, all that kind of stuff. So everything that had to be framed out. Well, I don't know that for certain. All right, I've got the first pond on my left here. And road number 1 into Walnut Bank Farms. I'm going to skip the first road entrance, go to the far one. I know it's closer to where I'm going, and it's a little more scenic also. I'm trying to see if there's a picture worth taking. I've got the sun coming toward me. And the pond is a little misty looking, a little fog rising from it, but not picturesque. Actually, that's pond number 1. I don't know if there's a common name for these ponds around here. And there's pond number 2, and it has a similar look. Well, I'm on one of those routes that it's just I make it up as I go. I'm at about the 3.5 mile mark. We'll guess that maybe it's a mile back. All is calm here. On the southern pond, the south side pond. And now I just have a road that disappears into the woods. A few burps and no porridge to blame it on. We'll say it was the coffee. Coffee laced with a pat of butter, maybe a tablespoon close to it, and a couple of tablespoons of coconut oil. Yeah, this pond level, like everything else, is looking a little low. There's a soft road off to the left, going who knows where, and it's chained off. It doesn't look like And he's been there for a while. I want to say thank you to Carlos just for the kindness in his response to Margie's posting yesterday about her mom. Margie was a bit frustrated to the point of tears when she got home. And Carlos said, I could help. I would help if I was near. And I said, Margie, you know, he would, and he's able. But he's got his own mother-in-law. But I think that really touched her, Carlos. I think she really appreciated that. That sentiment. All right, approaching, I think, the entrance I want. Yep. I can see there's a little farm of oh goodness, my mind just went blank. Things to catch the energy sun, solar panels. A little farm of solar panels. It's a little, looks like a nursery lot. Unless there's more around the corner. There might be. Oh, see, there I go. Didn't even notice my signal for a walk break. This is one small fenced-in area with panels. And then a bigger area beyond. I was in California 2 summers ago, 2014, for my dad's 85th birthday. And I think it was Carlos who recently posted a picture of a windmill, or a few windmills. And they have windmill farms like crazy out in the deserts and the mountains, and also solar panel farms. Huge. Oops, I think that last fellow was driving straight into the sun and didn't necessarily see me outright. I think I changed my pattern again. So if I went to the left side of the farm and avoided the solar panels, I would have come out on a little trail onto Mill Street. And instead I'm going to the right, and I will come out, I'll have to cross the railroad tracks, kind of cut across, not a real path, not a formal path, and get into the place where I started. It cuts off a small bit. Of course, now that I'm seeing the development open up to my right. So I think to get to the place I just described, hang a right somewhere. Kind of remember one snowy year cutting through what looks like real wilderness, probably a little swampy, but it was frozen at the time. I cut through over there. So they ought to put a path over there. It's a, unless I'm mistaken, there's just the one path from the development to Mill Road, but it will take looks like they mow here on purpose to connect these parts, just like I was thinking. The lovely poison ivy on my right. Oh, and wouldn't you know, my mowed section goes four-fifths of the way, and then they stopped mowing. Funny, kind of. So we'll just wade through the weeds. Yeesh. Oop. Those cattails should be warning enough. Let's see. Saying, yeah. Oops. My hat just got grabbed by a thorn. I don't know. Maybe there's a reason why they stopped mowing. Like, it's too wet. Bummer. All right. Backtracking we go. Well, as I said, during the winter, all the plants die back. And, oh no. Little pickers again. Not as bad, but these are easier to pick off, a little bigger than my romp through over at Knockamixon. Pick, and we are done. All right, much easier. I think I spent half an hour. They were much smaller. Maybe they were just less mature versions of what I just picked off. We'll just stick to the obvious paths. They kind of look obvious. But I was obviously wrong. I can feel a sticker on the inside of my shorts. There we go. I see the connection road. All right, is this another deceptive path? Another mode area off to the right. Another swampy area. Still see the path. So I took the left here on the schoolhouse. Or actually, I'll take this path. It's paved. It's intentional. It leads somewhere. And I know where. All right, well, you're getting a podcast of me panting a lot. I'd rather you hear the footfalls. I think when all is said and done, it will have been a decent outing. Runner in the orange shirt approaching. Morning. She had her ears plugged, so I waved. There you go, Norm. Before to wave, maybe for those who can't hear you. All right, well, enjoying this little stretch. And we'll come out by a storage area. Margie we were commenting on how many tattoo parlors there are. And she said, well, I guess that makes the third. I said, what do you mean? She said, well, compared to when I grew up, a lot of things have sprung up. They're so common now. Good morning.
Morning.
Very good. How are you?
Good, thanks.
She said, the first thing that is really common around here is pharmacies. Just a pharmacy everywhere. I tell you, if you go into the city, like New York, they are like every corner. There's a pharmacy. And then second, she says, are these storage areas. So one, she says, these are telling about our times. One is, we're popping so many drugs. Two, we have so much stuff, we have to store it somewhere else. And three, we've got so much money to throw away that we decorate ourselves with tattoos so much. So, interesting for your ponderance on today's podcast. What else? What else is a sign of the day in which we're living? Actually, that was my stop running, I think, or do a cool down. But I'll take it as my final run signal. As I come out on good old Mill Street. And another runner approaching. Beautiful. This one in green. Good morning. She too has nice orange shoes. And she smiled and waved and said hello. Or hi. Perfect. Good way to end a run. We cross railroad tracks, scare something in the bush, and we're back at 4th Street. With the car in sight.
Activity completed.
Just meander a little bit further. By the way, I downloaded iOS 10 today, or yesterday. Didn't run into any problems. Except for it did seem like the battery was draining quickly. So I did a search, and it said, don't panic. You're probably just checking out the features so much that you are draining the battery. From curiosity. So we'll see. I think this run will be a good test. Park at 4th. Interesting. So we comment sometimes on the way the sidewalks end. And this one, little stretch, actually has a nice finish to it. So it has the driveway decline. So that if you're coming onto it from a bike, it's a smooth onto it. Where so many just stop. Oops, Margie's asking where I am. Just finishing run on my way home now. Okay. She came home to, it's 7:45. So she came home to get herself all ready for the day. Stayed the night at her mom's. So we'll go hear our report. Alright. Let's stop all these apps. Alright. I think we'll see how I feel after this. So over an hour out on the road. Ugh. I'll go take a cold shower. Cool me down. Alright, my friends. That's all I've got for now.
Very much invested in making sure that...
Oops, sorry about that. NPR. It's 7:15 and we're heading home. Thanks for joining me on my I know not path which I will choose kind of morning. So, I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.